What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Fringe. A little bit different of a video today. A little bit different. We usually cover either Canadian or sometimes slight American politics here on the channel. A lot of Alberta stuff in terms of its independence. Today, the Earth has changed. Things have changed, and it's only fair that we talk about it, especially when we cover news from around the world. Donald Trump has thrown the first stone, so to speak. The first stone to a road for peace is what he talks about, by essentially taking care of some sites in Iran. I have to be careful of certain words, folks. Again, censorship's huge right now. But many people disagreeing, saying that, look, there's costs to war, there's things that aren't being considered here. I stand on the side to say, look, if we have to protect our own, we need to look after our own first. That's our job. Iran has been a threat to the world for so long. Imagine what they would be doing with certain weapons at their disposal. I'm not going to overstimulate my opinion on the matter, because while I know where I stand, and I think a lot of people who watch this channel know where I stand on this, there are those who bring up some valid points when it comes to what this means moving forward. What are we getting drawn out into? We went from no more wars to being in the middle of one now. So make of it what you will. What Donald Trump has done here is let Iran know that you're not going to move forward with these type of arms, that we're shutting it down, that this has to stop. Now, the consequences we're going to see on our turf, as of now, essentially, could be the possibility of certain trade routes of oil being shut down, which means a massive economic inflation of oil around the world. OPEC nations overnight will change things. Money funds war, folks, and what you have to realize is there's more than just good versus bad, right versus wrong when it comes to these situations. It affects everybody. When you think about how hard it is with inflation right now, with the cost of living, the cost of food, the cost to run your vehicle, especially in Canada, those costs are about to go up as this escalates. But let's cover the news. Let's cover what happened. For anybody who's living under a rock who missed what happened, let's take a look at Donald. Let's take a look at what he had to say yesterday as he addressed the nation on the U.S. strikes against Iran, and what he's saying is coming later. And then we're going to get to where things have changed. Well, stay with me here, folks.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
So, essentially, what's going on here, and one thing I want to point out, is a lot of people have said, hey, listen, it's all Trump's fault. The world is so quick to turn around and point to Trump, although those like Mike Pence have turned around congratulating him. It's funny how the people come out of the woodwork when these things happen. But the people who are blaming Donald Trump don't look at how many bombs were dropped by Barack Obama, how many were dropped by George Bush, Bill Clinton. Keep in mind that a lot of this was supplied by those individuals, and nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about the fact that this has been ongoing, that this is just magically Donald Trump waking up one morning saying, oh, we're gonna go put a tax on people. This is how it's gonna go down. What's funny is Sam Cooper, amazing journalist with the Bureau, comes out to really shed some light on what's going on. And I think he does a better job explaining it than I could. The United States, by committing its own strategic assets to destroy critical Iranian military infrastructure, has gained the initiative in what could be seen as the first true strategic victory for the West in World War III, a long, undeclared conflict characterized by economic warfare, proxy combat, gray zone cyber operations, and regional insurgencies. The Pentagon and White House now face critical choices that could significantly shape the remainder of this century. And he's got a very good point. What happens next is the next major shift in how our world functions. There's always the old saying that no bomb is made that will never get dropped. And it's scary to think, as we hang on the brink of what other nations are going to feel Donald Trump did or didn't do. Of course, you've got Mark Carney supporting what Donald Trump did. You've got others, again, who oppose Donald Trump, who have come out to say he made the right call. Meanwhile, you've got activists saying, well, he's the devil for doing this. He shouldn't have done it at all. Let the Iranian people worry about the Iranian people. Jim Ferguson, another account, though, again, this is where I talk about consequences. Jim Ferguson comes out. Make of his account what you will. Some people say it's a little clickbaity. It's whatever. Look, I find it's a good source for information. Iran targets now U.S. bases in threat broadcast. Now, again, this is what he is stating. So YouTube, before I get slammed for misinformation or anything, I'm merely showing video of what has been put out, what the alleged claims are. So take this one with a grain of salt, people. Iranian state TV just aired a chilling message along with a map of U.S. military bases across the Middle East. Message to Trump: you started it, we will end it. This is not a bluff. This is a declaration of intent. Iran is signaling that every American base in the region, from Iraq to Qatar, Bahrain to the UAE, is now in their crosshairs. What this means: U.S. troops across the region are at maximum risk. Multi-front escalation is now possible in Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen. Iran is trying to protect deterrence through terror. The next 24 hours may define the next decade. This is the most dangerous moment in the Middle East since 2003, and it's only just begun. So I agree with that statement that what happens in the near future is going to affect the next decade. This is a very sensitive time. Forgive me for trying to find the words here. Let's take a look at the video.
من هدف مشروع ایران هستند. آمریکا با این اقدامی که انجام داد علیه ایران و حریم هوایی ایران را شکست و جنایت علیه ایران انجام داد، دیگه جایی در منطقه غرب آسیا نداره. آقای رئیس جمهور آمریکا، شما شروع کردید و ما تمومش خواهیم کرد.
So what I want to state here as we cover this, and again, I'm just bringing you the news, folks. I don't want to overstep my opinions when it comes to this stuff. I do believe in global security. I do believe that sometimes stopping future problems is by carrying a big stick and sometimes having to use it. You do need to be able to tell other countries that we're not messing around. That being said, there's a lot of cogs in this clock that have to all work together as the world moves forward. And again, I'm not saying good or bad here when I say that. What I'm talking about is the future. What happens with the future? Where Russia goes from here, where the US goes from here, where other countries around the world go in terms of its support is going to dictate the future of this planet. The future of a potential ground war that could cost billions and billions of dollars, cost hundreds of thousands, if not millions of lives over time. We have to be very careful about where the world steps right now. But I don't necessarily disagree with the actions taken by Donald Trump. I think what Trump has done is par for the course. Again, that's about as much as my opinion as I'm going to give out. But let me know what you guys think. down below in the comments. I think that's the best way to end it out, is just that it's a crazy situation. I can't believe what's happening. And where it could lead when it comes to global markets. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If it's your first time here, I hope this video has earned your subscription. We're just shy of 100 subscribers at the time of filming this video before we hit 120,000, folks. We're very quickly building up our subscriber base, so make sure to follow the channel. Turn on your bell for all notifications so you never miss a beat anytime videos drop on this channel. Again, at this point in time, videos seem to drop about 7 days a week, so even if you're not notified, make sure to come back, check for new content. Join me live here on the channel each and every Friday night here on Friday Night Fringe, our weekly live streaming show where I'm joined by the beautiful Mrs. Fringe as we go through everything that happened this week in politics, everything we know that's coming up in the week ahead, as well as your Q&A outside of making these videos. I always look forward to chatting with you guys in those live streams, but I most importantly look forward to chatting with you and hearing what you have to say this Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central here on the channel. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.